To a KCRA 3 investigation, new information on the deadly Esparto explosion tonight. The state fire marshal responding to suspicions an industry insider raised 2 years before the blast. That blast left 7 men dead, and their families have been demanding answers now for 6 months.
KCRA 3 investigates obtained documents showing somebody within the industry emailed the state in 2023 about their suspicions of devastating pyrotechnics. Andres Valla is in our newsroom, and the fire marshal's response to the information shared with the state years before the deadly explosions in Esparto.
Well, guys, KCRA 3 Investigates has obtained both an email and import data showing at least one communication with CAL FIRE in 2023, calling attention to devastating pyrotechnics. Now, Daniel Berlant, the state fire marshal, described the email as a distraction, saying he would not describe the email as a tip.
The email that in question that was brought to our attention from 2023 really is not a tip. There really is no assertion of a specific crime.
Before we get to the email in question, we first have to take it back to June 2023 when a storage facility in San Jose goes up in flames. It was holding what officials said was tens of thousands of pounds of illegal fireworks. San Jose police arrested 2 men and seized thousands more pounds of illegal fireworks. Now, an email obtained by KCRA 3 Investigates to the fire marshal's office shows one person flagged that he thought 2 massive fireworks shipments within days of that fire could be related. The email is from Dennis Revel, a consultant and PR person who works with TNT Fireworks. In it, Revel says there are 2 shipments to a company called Devastating Pyrotechnics in Pinole, California. This company states on its website, Devastating Pyrotechnics, that it is a public display operator. There is a growing problem of enhanced 1.4G product that is coming into the U.S. that is supposed to be for professional use only, that some companies in the East are selling to consumers. These enhanced 1.4G products are supposed to only be used in professional shows. According to the import data shared with KCRA, Devastating Pyrotechnics imported more than 40,000 pounds of fireworks in the weeks before that San Jose fire, but did not report the imports to the fire marshal.
So there's some facts here based on port records that they received, but then it goes on to talking about this is a growing problem, but it doesn't actually assert the problem is this specific company or the company that received it.
State Fire Marshal Daniel Berlant calls the email a distraction.
To point fingers now and to second guess things after the fact when there's not evidence to really make them is really just a distraction that we can't have, because our job is to make sure justice occurs, that the truth comes out, and that's what our investigators since July have been working towards doing.
For now, Berlant says they're focused on finalizing the investigation in Esparto.
Likely within several weeks to the next month would be our estimate of when we would have it complete. And once that package is done, that report with the evidence and the facts, it will be provided to the district attorney, who will then take it and determine the next steps for potential prosecution. The fact that 7 people died remains our focus here, getting answers for those family members.
Now, KCRA 3 spoke with the person who sent that email in 2023. He says he reported the suspicions when fire marshals investigators solicited help in that San Jose fire. Now, he hoped it would lead to the state to understand how illegal fireworks end up throughout California. Now, the state fire marshal says they're continuing investigating all fireworks connections. Live in the newsroom, Andres Valla, KCRA 3 News.
Okay, thank you.